The last thing that Yoni could remember was nothing. Absolutely nothing. She can't remember anything that happened and why she was unconscious. She remembered darkness. That's all she could remember. She was exhausted and tired. She wanted to sleep more, but then she saw a light at the end of the tunnel, so she went towards it and then began wakening up. Yawning groaned as she began to wake up. She felt pain everywhere in her body, but it began to disappear slowly as she began to move carefully. She then looked towards her hands that are covered in ink. Wait, what? Her hands are really covered in ink. She began to breathe faster in shock and feel devastated. What's wrong with my hands? She couldn't help but nearly cry. Was this stuck forever on her? What's wrong with my hands? She then looked and saw a poster of Wilson on the wall. Wait, he's here too? Where is he? Yarny wanted nothing more than to confront him. Heck, even punch him in the face. He must have been responsible. Oh, Your Name, what's happened to you? While Your Name takes note of her surroundings, she managed to stand up. She looked down at her body and saw that she was half covered in ink, including her face. She needed to find a mirror quickly if she wanted to know what she looked like now. Even though she couldn't see her face, she knew that and even felt the ink on her face. Her main goal was now to escape the studio. She looked around and saw a ladder against the wall. She looked up and noticed that it led further instead of the ink puddle that she could have fallen into. Who knows? She went to the ladder and saw that there were two ladder bars were missing. She couldn't just climb without them or else accidents might happen. She hummed to herself as she began to think, they must be here somewhere. As she looked around, she noticed one big heavy hole in the pipe that went further. Yonin thought in shock if that's where she came from. How did she manage to escape from ink? She finally noticed drawers and looked through them when opening them. She saw what she was looking for. She took both of them and fixed the ladder. What she didn't know was that a very cute small figure was watching her while clutching the train toy in his gloved hands. He was planning to go play with it until he stumbled upon her. She was the most beautiful inky woman he has ever seen. His tail curled into a heart because of it. But once he realized that Yoni was coming closer, he immediately disappeared. Will he ever see her again? Meanwhile, with Your Name, she stumbled upon notes from other workers or others, and as she reads them, she began to ask questions herself. Were they still in the studio? Were they still alive? She also stumbled upon a music box. She gently took it, turned the key a few times and then set it down. The box opened while playing a beautiful song. The figure was dancing was revealed to be Alice Angel. She continued to stare at it while thinking about how to escape. Once the music was done, she continued on her journey. In some places, she had to crouch. Attention, children of the machine. This is Wilson, your friend, your protector. For 211 days you have lived without the ink demon haunting your steps. I banished him away, tore his body in two. In return, I asked just a little favor. Among you there is a stranger, a young lady. Bring her to me. Then it went quiet. First of all, Yoni's blood began to boil from anger. It was Wilson who spoke through the speakers. He was now on the hunt for Your Name. He clearly was making it obvious. Did he also mention that he banished the ink demon away? But where? That was the question Your Name wanted to know. Or better yet, it's better to not know. He may be also on the hunt. But how did Wilson manage to tear the ink demon's body in two? You must be extra powerful in order to defeat the demon. Yoni felt also fear in her. Wilson was now commanding/ordering everyone to search for Your Name. She needed a weapon to find in order to defend herself. But how? The woman continued on her journey. She also noticed a lot of lockers found here, so she searched through them, finding useful yet questionable things, gen parts and batteries. She put them in her pockets to use it in the future. Just as she walked towards the budget game poster, a real copy of Charlie fell among through the vented ceiling. Yoni didn't scream but gasped. She felt her heart race. Yoni knew that she couldn't stand there, but once her heart calmed down, she continued her journey. She searched through the closets also, finding a battery as a bonus. Some wooden bricks were sticking out through the walls and Yoni realized that she can climb on them. As she reached the top, she noticed a closed garage door that she needed to access, so she found a twitch/lever for it and pulled it down. She ran as the garage door opened. She stopped running once she was inside. It turned out to be Heavenly Toys Place area, probably every child's dream to be there, not knowing the danger therein. Yone found the lever again and wanted to pull it down, but something kept blocking them from using it. She followed the cords and they were like inside through the door, so she climbed another pair of bricks, but then something unexpected happened. An actual living copy of Charlie attacked her. Yawning grunted as she fell to the ground and she knew that she had to hide. She saw a miracle station nearby, so she dashed for it. Once she was inside, Charlie tried to get her, but a humming stopped him from doing so. That's when he lost interest and walked away. She sighed in relief as Charlie walked off. She felt a bit weak, so a wooden box called her out, and as she opened it, a bacon soup can caught her attention. She grabbed the can and drank it a bit. It wasn't that bad, to be honest. I wouldn't drink too much of that if I were you. A female voice spoke to her. Yorin dropped the can in shock and turned to face Alice?